6 months ago, this past summer, we all came together to launch the Innovation Mission, a new initiative of the Sisters of Charity Foundation of Cleveland in partnership with the Cleveland Leadership Center. And as we shared in the summer, our city faces some serious challenges. 1 in 3 people in our community in the city of Cleveland live in poverty, and over half are children. And as we shared at that time, there's a lot of good work that's happening in Cleveland. And there's a lot of good work by really good organizations going forward. But as we reflected on that challenge, as it was our 20th anniversary, we introduced a new idea. And the idea was to really, let's fight poverty in Cleveland with big ideas. And let's embrace an entrepreneurial spirit, an entrepreneurial mindset, and really make social change through innovation. You know, just as the community has done, and you're all going to hear about this in the next few weeks even more emphatically, the community has done some incredible work with many partners around long-term homelessness with their Housing First initiative, which Tom referenced. And as I shared in the summer, we moved on to youth homelessness, and we did a 100-day challenge, which was a pretty innovative idea to set a goal of housing 100 young people in 100 days, and we hit it by 105. That was last fall. And you know what? Today, we're north of 340 youth that have been now housed. So it caused us to think that there really is a way to think creatively and to think about ways in which to develop innovative ideas to address social causes. So in May, we asked all of you to help us find 4 fellows. Yep. And we gave all of you a box like this, say, give it to people you know, and there's a pencil in it to say who could sharpen their pencil and think of some creative ways, seasoned professionals who have a hunch or an idea that could really have a strong desire to bring about innovative change. And if you found these great people, we would invest $50,000 in each of them to help bring that idea to success. And by the July deadline, we had 230, and we were worried because it was a short timeline between when we launched it and when we were asking people, and the fellows know that, it was a short turnaround time. We had 230 expressions of interest, which after lots of conversations and perhaps us scaring some people away, we ended up with 36 really outstanding applications. And so after a thorough evaluation by representatives from the community in the city of Cleveland, we brought in residents to look at your applications. I don't know if you all knew that, but we did bring in residents to give us some input on these applications. Members of the nonprofit community, members of the funding community, government and business communities. And you know what? All of us, as we looked at those applications, we were impressed. We were really impressed. The ideas reflected a strong understanding of the challenges in the city of Cleveland related to poverty. And more importantly, the people behind the ideas reflected great talent. And the talent that we have here in Northeast Ohio and Cleveland right in front of us. In fact, as we looked at all the applications, we couldn't narrow it down to 4. And so today we're pleased to have 5 fellows who have committed the next 18 months to learning how to innovate, to turn their early idea into a real-life solution. With coaching and expertise from a professional that we brought in from the West Coast, Dennis Beatrice, who was the leader of SRI Policy Division, which was a spinoff of Stanford. Dennis, come on, stand up and we'll give you a round of applause. Thank you. And to his professional development work which he's doing with these fellows, we've also added they have their R&D funds that can help support them as they work to develop this idea. While each fellow works independently on his or her idea, we also are asking them all to work as a group, as a peer group, as a cohort together, as a team in the process of innovation for the betterment of each other's ideas. And so just as these fellows are partners in innovation, the Sisters of Charity Foundation of Cleveland is pleased to have partnered with the Cleveland Leadership Center on this important initiative. And from the very early beginning, we knew that no single person, nor any single organization could make the innovation mission a success in disrupting this very challenging cycle of poverty. We are grateful to Marianne Crosley, to the Cleveland Leadership Center staff, and the Cleveland Leadership Center Board for your partnership in this important work. Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you, Sue. It's so exciting to see all of you here tonight. This is something that has been in development for months. Sue and her team called us in and they said, we have an idea we want to share with you. We didn't quite know what it was, but as they unfolded what their plans were, we were so excited and honored to be included, and that excitement has only escalated in the weeks and months since then. So thank you for reaching out and including us. At the Cleveland Leadership Center, we are all about collaboration, building collaborative leaders, and connecting them to one another to empower them to become change agents in our community. We watch our program participants go through the programs, and they are profoundly struck by the challenges of poverty in this community, and they're frustrated as to how they can make a difference. Sue and the Sisters of Charity Foundation are giving our community the opportunity to step forward with their ideas to make that difference. Collaboration is necessary for the projects to unfold, and the most critical partners in that collaboration are your employers, who gave their blessing and their support to each of you fellows to allow you to be here and to make this happen. So I just want to recognize them, and if any of them are present here tonight, to thank them. Benjamin Rose Institute of Aging, Notre Dame College, the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland, and Northeast Ohio Medical University. They became partners in this mission and will continue as partners in the months ahead. I'll echo Sue's thanks to my own team for all of their efforts that they've put into this work and that they will be putting in going forward. And I also want to thank you, Sue, for your visionary leadership. It takes a lot of courage to have a germ of an idea and to follow it through to fruition and to do it so successfully. So thank you. And now, you want to meet the fellows. So I am pleased to welcome the two board chairs, and if any of you know, board chairs don't just do double the work, I think it's quadruple the work of anybody else on a board, so thanks to both of you for your support. Terry Rivera, Chair of the Sisters of Charity Board, and my boss, my board chair, Ira Kaplan. They will present the fellows to you. Terry?
Thank you, Marianne. On behalf of our respective boards, Ira and I are pleased to welcome the 5 fellows and ask each one to spend a couple of minutes sharing their story. First, we're going to start with Dabney Conwell. Dabney is Vice President of the Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging and Executive Director of the Rose Centers for Aging as well. Dabney's early idea to reduce the number of hospital readmissions and shorten hospital stays of low-income older adults by providing them a prescription for delivered hot meals upon hospital discharge, which would be distributed through enhanced coordination of nutrition and healthcare delivery programs. So Dabney, if you'd like to come up.
Good evening, and thanks to the Sisters of Charity and the Cleveland Leadership Center for providing the platform to explore the issue of older adults who are food insecure and isolated. Additionally, thanks to my employer, Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging, for extending their support to allow me on this journey of exploration and impact. 2 things drew me to the Innovation Mission. One was my head. I knew that Ohio has the 9th largest older adult population in the country. 55% of Cleveland's 65 and older live at or below 200% of poverty. I know that we as a society are living longer, and that's a good thing. However, it oftentimes does not equate to a desired equality for life. I knew then, and I am sure many of you know, that there are significant populations of seniors that are food insecure and live daily in isolation. Recent research tells us that the impact of isolation is equivalent to smoking 1 pack of cigarettes a day. and we know nutrition and hydration are keys to healthy living, especially for seniors that are living alone. A food as medicine process allows us to address both isolation and food insecurity simultaneously. It provides older adults hot meals to be medically prescribed and delivered at home, which will help them to remain in their desired community. The second thing that attracted me to the Innovation Mission was my heart. I believe we should leave a situation better than it was when we entered. There is one thing we all have in common. We start aging from the day we are born, and if we are lucky, we will master that task and age well. But in the cases where it doesn't happen organically, food as medicine is a process that improves the quality of life for those who need it most. I look forward to sharing my work and my progress with you. Thanks again for the opportunity to have an impact.
Thank you, Dabney. Next, we have Julie Julie Cortez. I apologize for that. Julie is a senior attorney at the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. Julie's early idea is to create a one-stop center to support low-income entrepreneurs in developing their business concepts. Please welcome Julie.
Thank you. People living in poverty need more money to pay the rent or mortgage, to buy groceries, to pay the light bill or the gas bill, to purchase clothing, and to pay for health care, among other things. They need money to survive. The primary means for making money is through employment. We all know this. But many workers from low-income communities face barriers to employment that prevent them from finding, keeping, or improving their employment. I am passionate about these issues because I have devoted my career to fighting for low-wage workers. Too often, I see clients who want to work, who are working and are working hard, who want nothing more than to rise out of poverty, only to be knocked down by something like losing childcare or having their car repossessed or being denied employment because of a criminal record. My idea proposes a one-stop center for entrepreneurs from low-income communities that wish to start their own businesses because of their need to circumvent these barriers so they are no longer relevant. I envision that these entrepreneurs will have access to everything from A to Z that they need to start their businesses, such as financial literacy training, business plan development, legal advice, tax advice, and development of capital and investors. I wanted to participate in this fellowship because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I get to pursue my passion while keeping my current position at Legal Aid. I get to learn how to engage innovative thinking, which is something I never thought I could do. I get to work with Dennis Beatrice, an expert in innovation, and I get to be a part, most importantly, of making Cleveland a better home for its residents. I am so excited about this journey, and I am grateful to the Sisters of Charities Foundation, the Cleveland Leadership Center, and the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland for their support. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Next, we have Bill Lehman. Bill is a college and career coach at Notre Dame College. Bill's early idea is to develop a technology-based micro-mentoring program to ensure all Cleveland Metropolitan School District graduates attending college are matched with a mentor. Please welcome Bill.
Good evening. Through participation in the fellowship over the next 18 months, I plan to launch an app-powered micro-mentoring program that seeks to serve 100% of CMSD's college-bound students. Why? Because 9 out of 10 low-income, first-generation students who go to college will fail to achieve their dreams of earning a diploma. Of the 9 who drop out of college, 8 will have significant and unforgivable student loan debt and be no more better prepared than before to pursue a career. Why me? After 7 years as a college professor, I now serve as a college and career coach at Notre Dame College, where 25% of our students are both low-income and first-generation. I'm also the founding director of the First Gen Center at NDC. And as a consultant, I've helped launch college mentoring programs across the state in Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. In my role as a college coach, I visit CMSD high schools every week, and I give talks to seniors about college success from a professor's perspective. And based on their questions, it is clear to me that many lack college knowledge and are not altogether prepared to navigate the complexities of the college campus. And in my role as a career coach, I work with these same students when they become upperclassmen, and many of whom lack the personal and professional network necessary to make the transition from college to a successful career. And based on my experience, caring and committed mentors can help with both college and career success. So why micro-mentoring? In order to achieve the scale I'm describing, to recruit the large number of mentors needed, we need to redefine what it means to be a mentor and communicate how a commitment equal to a minute or two a day can make all the difference between success and failure. I believe that if we make it easy for people to make a difference, they will. The app itself will power the program, optimizing matches, automatically capturing communication by phone, email, text, and video chat, tracking engagement, and reporting on impact, all automation that will lower the cost to serve. So if you believe, like me, in the power of mentoring, or perhaps you want to become a mentor, or if you think in some other way you might be helpful to this project, I certainly would welcome the opportunity to speak to you after my talk. So thank you very much, and have a good night.
So before I introduce the final two fellows, I just wanted to say that this is what I call a good day. It's a good day when we're able to stand up here on behalf of the Leadership Center and say thank you to Sue and thank you to Tom for allowing us to be involved in something as profound in this and to hear and interact with these five innovators, and just a terrific thing. So thank you all for allowing us to do this and for being here. So I'm now pleased to introduce the final two fellows today. I would like to introduce now Hazel Remish, who is a supervising attorney of the housing practice at the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. Hazel's idea is to explore how to provide a civil right to legal counsel in housing cases by creating a legal clinic at Housing Court for individuals and families to access representation, developing a civil right to counsel pilot, and studying the impact of sealing certain eviction proceedings. Hazel? That's a mouthful.
Thank you. Housing is a basic human need, and yet access to housing is not a basic right. What happens to families when they are evicted? They experience disruption, making it difficult, if not nearly impossible, for their children to continue their education. Finances get strained as they face expenses related to any move, and often they lose their jobs because of housing instability. The resulting stress can cause significant trauma to every member of the family. And eviction records, even when the person is successful in defeating the eviction, cannot be erased. It becomes a barrier to a person's ability to find future housing. As a litigator, I'm in the courtroom every single day on a regular basis representing tenants. As an attorney focused on housing, I see day in and day out the tremendous legal hurdles encountered by residents who are facing eviction. Often, those evictions are not related to rent. At Legal Aid, we help many of these people, but the need is much, much greater. So when I learned about the fellowship opportunity through the Innovation Mission, I paused. What can we do differently to address the problems that I see every day at work? How can we create a solution to help all Cleveland low-income residents who face housing insecurity? And I thought of the crucial role representation in civil matters has played in my own personal family's experience and survival as a child. So I wondered, what if residents facing eviction had the same right to an attorney as those in the criminal justice system? And so we came up with a multi-pronged approach to address the issue. A justice clinic available outside of housing courts so residents can better understand their rights, have access to justice, access to representation, and policy change to seal those eviction records that pose barriers to future housing. I look forward to remaining in the legal trenches, continuing to work inside the courtroom while I learn to innovate and develop my idea. I appreciate the support of my employer, Legal Aid, for making it possible to do both. And I thank the Sisters of Charity Foundation and the Cleveland Leadership Center for this opportunity. I'm excited to learn how to innovate and develop this idea. I'm not sure how this idea is going to develop over the next year, but I expect that my passion to ensure that low-income residents in Cleveland have access to a basic human need, such as housing, will only grow, and will find a solution to disrupt the role of evictions in the cycle of poverty. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd now like to introduce you to Penny Smith. Penny is the Executive Director of Academic Services at Northeast Ohio Medical University. Her early idea is to develop a multi-step solution involving public policy and technology to incentivize ex-offenders and military veterans who are non-custodial parents to participate in apprenticeships and job training while paying child support. Penny?
Good evening. Thank you to the Sisters of Charity Foundation, as well as the Cleveland Leadership Center, and my employer, Northeast Ohio Medical University. Now, I'm from a small town in Kentucky, less than 20,000 people. Now, I may not be a coal miner's daughter, but I am the proud daughter of Kentucky's first black journeyman lineman to work for Kentucky Utilities. My dad, Leon Smith, attended segregated schools. He wanted to go to college, but it was really a dream deferred. My dad is still my hero. Unfortunately, almost 70% of African American children don't have their father in their home. And I'm too scared to guess just how many do not believe their father is their hero. So the idea I propose is called the Keys to Degrees Project. The purpose is to address childhood poverty by advancing workforce development policies and technology to support non-custodial parents. Right now, I have 3 areas of intervention that are under consideration. The first area is policy. So what if we could find a way to support the development of a policy that would eliminate some of these barriers to employment by creating a fund from the state's unemployment insurance penalty and interest dollars? We don't raise taxes. We don't have to find another way for a nonprofit to fundraise for this particular area, but it's already ready for them to be able to eliminate those barriers. Secondly, I hope to explore a turnkey process for engaging employers in developing healthcare-related apprenticeships. Right now, today, the state of Ohio has only 4 healthcare-related apprenticeships registered in the state out of a possible 50 apprenticeable healthcare-related occupations. I wonder what would happen if we could double those numbers. And third and finally is the area of a new technology tool. So what if a new software was developed to assist underemployed or unemployed workers in their quest for being matched with the best fit occupation, the best training program, and the best fit training provider. Now think of this as eHarmony meets Indeed.com meets Google Analytics. This project not only allows me to mesh the lessons learned from many of my previous roles, from my time working for the governor of Kentucky as the Commissioner of Workforce Development, to writing my dissertation on the Workforce Investment Act, and even now being an assistant professor in the Department of Family and Community Medicine. Most of all, I'm grateful to be able to commemorate my hero. And just maybe, some child will begin to see their dad as their hero. But at the very least, I hope that they will at least be financially supported by their non-custodial parent in hopes of staving off poverty just one more day. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Now, I think you'll agree with me that that's an impressive group. And I think I just want to give them all a round of applause again. I'm so excited to see where you're all going to go over the next year as you learn to innovate and sort of explore and expand your ideas and fine-tune these ideas. I know Dennis will make you do that and to create a real-life solution. And I look forward to hearing your pitches to potential funders. And of course, we're going to be one of them too. And so we can't wait to hear you pitch your idea in early 2019. That seems so far away. So that you can launch these projects into real life solutions and make them sustainable. So, and I'm eager to see these innovative ideas really disrupt the cycle of poverty. And most importantly, how these ideas will change the lives of so many of Cleveland's poorest residents. And so to the fellows, I say thanks. Thanks for having the passion to propose the idea, to commit to a 12-month fellowship while still working and doing all your regular responsibilities at your job, and just your passion to make a difference in the community. And thanks to all of you for coming this evening and continuing the journey of this innovation mission with us. And we hope that you will connect with these fellows, ideas, people that you think can help them, that you will make those connections, follow their projects on the website. It's easy to remember, theinnovationmission.org. So, and there will be other opportunities that we will try to help share their journey with you. And so together we can make a difference and we can have a sustainable impact and we can innovate for social change in this community.